Hello everyone, if you're new to this channel, my name is Commando Doggo, and today I'm releasing my first devlog video on a game I'm making. So normally on this channel I release creative gameplay, games like Starbase, but I haven't done anything in about a year now, mostly because over the past year I have started creating my own game, and I thought this channel is just sitting here gathering dust, so I might as well release my first devlog here rather than start a new channel. So here it is. So what is it about? It's basically a defense game where you have a colony of gnomes in a mountain, and you've got different settlements. I'm going to have like a world map as well. We select different settlements and you have to defend yourself against different types of enemies and different biomes. Heavily inspired by The King is Watching, which is another indie game I played, which I thought was pretty good. And the reason I wanted to make a game like this is because I'm interested in roguelites and strategy, but at the same time I want to keep the scope small enough so that I can make it as a beginner, as a solo dev. So I thought a simple left to right game where you're just defending one area, not too much going on, similar to The King is Watching, that would be the best approach. Unfortunately, this turned out to be a lot trickier than I thought it would be, and it's taken a lot longer than I thought. I may have gone for too big of a scope, but I'm having fun. So it's very much a work in progress. I haven't finished most of the UI, as you can see. It's still quite a rough job. UI is definitely something I find the most tricky. I do have a background in art, or at least a small background in it. I used to do animation as a kid against my brother. Good old days, we used to make animations, silly animations of just guys fighting each other, just funny stuff. And a lot of those skills carried over to game design, which is great. I don't know how to code. I'm using a codeless engine called Fusion 2.5. Because I used to use a codeless engine when I was a kid, and I found it very fun, very easy to use. It was called the Games Factory back then by ClickTeam, and I have tried programming on numerous occasions. I've tried to learn programming, but it just never sat well with me. I didn't like watching pages and pages of random numbers and letters, and I just much preferred the visual graph English system where it was like if and. That's just something I've always preferred. And I will admit, I did cave in to a lot of the crowd that were saying, oh, you should really learn how to code, do things properly, you know, codeless engines are for kids, blah blah blah. And you know, I decided to give it a fair shot. I did try Unreal Engine blueprints, but I just didn't understand the terminology of it. I was copy pasting tutorials without actually knowing what I was doing, and I had pretty much had a similar story with a lot of other engines. I do think I would be able to understand Godot coding, GD script. That did seem simple enough. In fact, it was quite similar to Starbase coding, which I actually learned how to use, which is a game. And I probably could learn it, but at the same time I thought it's not really the engine that makes the game, it's the dev, and you know, it's how you use the tools. And even if the codeless engine isn't as 100% optimized as, let's say, raw code, I thought, you know, it's just my first small game, it's just a 2D indie game, what could be the harm in just having a little bit less optimization? So for now I'm going to use ClickTeam Fusion, but in the future, who knows, I might switch up and try coding again, or try something else. As for the visuals for my game, I use Krita for the backgrounds. It's a very good free program with brushes that allow you to make backgrounds that look almost like paintings, and grass textures and things, and cloud textures. Pretty easy to use, didn't take long, and I barely know how to use it still, but I've managed to make some good backgrounds anyway. And as for the sprites, I make them all with an old program called Anime Studios 5, which is a 20-year-old program. The same program I used as kids against my brother when we used to make animations so many years ago. And it's surprisingly good at making sprites for games. They have a more modern recent version of this program, which is called Moho Studio. Again, it does not use any AI. It looks like it, and some people mistake it for AI just because it's very smooth and it uses vector graphics and vector points, but I assure you there's no AI. And the reason I have to say that is because unfortunately a lot of graphics, motion graphics, smooth art, they often get accused of using AI. It's happened to my brother numerous times. He's got some 15-year-old animations still up on YouTube, like getting a fresh waves of comments accusing him of using AI. And unfortunately, it's just a bit of a problem within the game dev community, I think, and the artistic community. You get a lot of false accusations if your art style is very smooth or a bit different or in any way. And look, my art is not very good. You know, it's all right. It's better than the average person. You know, I've spent some time doing art, but it's, you know, I don't expect to get many accusations, but just in case, that was another reason why I wanted to make this devlog, just a bit of early evidence that yes, I do make all the sprites, I do make everything myself, there's no AI involved. So just to finish off, a quick overview of the game. It's a survival roguelite. I have not come up with a name for it yet. Leave a suggestion in the comments if you do. And I'm going to include gadgets, artifacts of different rarities, a bit of random generation, a bit of fun gambling sort of element to it. Yeah, and it's going to be a little bit of an economy going as well, and some buildings. We'll see how complex I'll make it. You know, I'll try to keep it as simple as possible. And if you have any suggestions, let me know. If you stuck through and watched this whole video, thanks a lot, because I know it's not easy listening to some stranger ramble for 4 minutes about this game, so thanks for that. And yeah, let me know in the comments if you have any suggestions. So that's it, thanks for watching. This was my first devlog, and I won't be making these too often, but I just thought at least one good early one was the right thing to do. So yeah, thanks for watching, see you next time.